Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So happy Friday. Today, things are looking pretty darn good for Bitcoin and crypto. Well, of course, Wall Street, their appetite for ETFs keeps on increasing. We did have pretty much a whole week of outflow, but these ETFs will continue to launch. Here's another one. Franklin Templeton offers a new one with Bitcoin and Ethereum. So you get exposure to both. They will keep on coming in. Look at this. The number of SEC filings that mention Bitcoin. And overall, they will not stop, and they will soak up more and more of the supply. Over time, these ETFs will eat so much of the supply, there's not going to be enough to go around. And yes, one day they will drain out the OTC market. Right now, it hasn't happened, but in the future, it will. It will. And that's compounding, or I should say, this is a compounding on top of that. Here's another state, Iowa, that wants to join in on the fun, on top of the other 22 states now that are looking to introduce Bitcoin, okay? A Bitcoin strategic reserve. So you got every single state looking to get in. So this is compounding on top of the ETFs. And, of course, you have Big Daddy Saylor with strategy that continues to buy more and more and more. And him and the other companies around the world that now have their own Bitcoin strategy that continues to raise and buy more and more and more and more. In fact, Saylor just said, hey, I believe there's only one nation state that should buy up 20% of the supply. I think it should be the United States. I think it will be the United States. That's kind of crazy, though. Kind of crazy. And I saw Van Eck actually say that if the U.S., because Trump mentioned about buying Bitcoin and paying off the national deficit with it, Van Eck predicted that if the United States was serious about that, we would have to buy 25% of supply. If we did that, eventually that would be enough to pay off the national deficit. If you think about it, that's pretty crazy. First of all, buying 25% of supply is doable right now at its current prices. But like in 10 years, 20 years, if it could actually appreciate enough to pay off the national deficit, that's crazy. That's crazy. But by then, you don't want the government to sell off 25% of the supply at one time. That would cause a massive crash. But anyways, that's interesting. But I do think once the U.S. starts stockpiling Bitcoin, the other countries will follow too. That's a no-brainer. Russia and China is right behind Brazil and everyone else, the Latin American countries, Middle East, especially Middle East, European countries, Asia, they probably started already. Everyone is going to be jumping in. No doubt about it. And by the way, people have asked about this, but a lot of you guys want to go to the Bitcoin conference this year, and this year's in Vegas. So Saylor's going to be speaking, I will be attending, and there's a lot of other people. So yeah, if you're going to go, I do have a discount code. So in the description, I have a link. If you want to go, use my link and you'll get 10% off. So people have asked that before, if there's a coupon code. There is. And it's in Vegas this year. So Vegas, there's always a glamour to that, the Sin City. Just wanted to let you guys know. All right, outside of that, plug. We got Sora Ventures, That's kind of doing the same thing as MicroStrategy or strategy for Asia. So like I said, everyone's doing it. Everyone has their own Bitcoin strategy and will only increase. And of course, Metaplan is doing it. So you don't want to miss out, right? So now from a technical standpoint, this bullish pennant that I've been talking about for a while is starting to play out. You know, we were on the bottom of the pennant for a while. We're starting to come back up. And at some point, we're going to break out of this pennant, right? It got a little scary for some of you guys, seeing Bitcoin hang like at the 93, 94, 95. People were getting a little bearish. But now we're back to 99,000, almost to $100,000. Not so bearish anymore. And here's the good thing. It's not just Bitcoin. I got something really good to show you guys about altcoins. We have one person, the founder of CryptoQuant, that believes that altcoin season have started. And here's the reason. He's looking at the money flow. Okay, I've already mentioned this. This cycle, Bitcoin is not led by retail. So you're not going to see money flow from Bitcoin to the alts because the institutions that hold Bitcoin, they're not going to sell off their Bitcoin to buy alts. They may put more money into, let's say, it's a Solana ETF or the XRP ETF or a Cardano ETF, but they're not going to be selling off their Bitcoin to go buy a meme coin or something like that. But Kai is looking at like the money flow from the stables, and the stables, they're all going into alts. They're not really going to Bitcoin. Well, at least at a 2.7x ratio. So almost 3-to-1 favoring the alts. And if this continues, obviously you're going to see a massive amount of money go into the alts. There are a lot of stables on the sideline still. We're talking about over $100 billion sitting in stables right now waiting to come back in. And then you got like the FTX distribution, which is another 10 plus billion, and all of that coming in. If they're all going into alts, this could be how altcoin season starts. It's not rotating from Bitcoin into alts. It's just stables rotating into alts, right? And today, we're seeing a pretty good recovery. I mean, XRP didn't move today. I'm surprised XRP didn't move today. I would figure people think, well, if the Coinbase case got dismissed, the Ripple one should be dismissed pretty soon too. I'm surprised people have not made that correlation yet, but I'm thinking people will soon. Sui's back up in a big way, 350. Solana is recovering big way, 178. ADA, Algo, Link, you know, you got a good recovery today for memes too. Pretty good recovery overall today. So yeah, it's looking a lot better today. What else is there? Well, for those of you guys that love memes and love to degen into memes, even after all the controversy recently, here's another one for you to look into. Kanye. Do people still call him Kanye West? I thought he changed his name. Anyways, Kanye is going to be dropping his own meme. And he's following in Trump's footsteps, but he's only going to hold 70% instead of 80%. So it's going to be called the Easy token. And it's a way to bypass platforms like Shopify. So I don't know if that means you could use it to buy things or it's complete meme. I don't know. I don't know the details. But this is coming in case you guys wanted more memes.